A couple weeks of spring practice now down. I guess, what have you seen from the defense that you like, and what do you see that you want to clean up a little bit?
I think I got a lot of guys that love football and a lot of guys that love the process. And that's always exciting. It makes it easy to coach the guys. They play hard, they compete. That's the part I love the most. That whatever I challenge them with, they find a way to meet or exceed that challenge. Obviously, just a lot of new guys. You got new players on new defense. You're gonna have mistakes, but you can live with the mistakes if the guys are playing hard. As they learn and as they get more committed and more familiar with the defense, then you'll start to see the production and the success.
Coach, this is Smith from WKU. Last week Heldon talked a little bit about you guys starting. You guys got the basics down, but now looking to execute kind of at a higher level. Just what have you seen from your team through the first 2 weeks to be able to get that high execution down?
Yeah, I think it's just the guys have done a tremendous job, first and foremost, of putting the time and the work in. The coaching staff, they've been really, really pleased at the amount of text messages they get or calls they get from their players, as they review things at night. Guys studying, guys putting the time in, and, guys popping in the building saying, "Hey, coach, I had a question from yesterday." Just that level of commitment from the players has been awesome. And I think, they want to execute at a high level, and they know they have to know to be able to do.
Coach Drew Tennis from the College Heights Herald. So who are some players specifically that you've seen in these 2 weeks and that you're looking to play well in the future?
Yeah, for sure. I'm really liking Miguel Edwards. Love his mentality. I thought he's been showing up, making plays on the ball. Davion's doing a really good job. I just that corner room as a whole, to be honest, and along with Coach Key, I think they've got a really good relationship to where it's they're starting to see the fruits of their labor. Kendrick Simpkins and AJ Braithwaite are both two guys that are starting to come on in the secondary. It's like it's almost incredible to see. It's like with every rep they get, if they mess it up, they come back and fix it. And not only do they fix it, they start to make a play. So that's really exciting to build that depth. Obviously, Kincaid, Malone, and Jawan, those guys have been making plays for a long time here, and that hasn't stopped. It's really, really good to see Clay Davis back out there. Kind of excited. You never know how guys are going to come back from an injury. And Clay has come back like he's never left. I actually think he got smarter in the defense. So it's like he's been taking football 500 level courses.
Hey, Coach, Jared again with the Daily News. You mentioned some of those guys in the secondary that, played a little bit last year or are new, like Miguel. And I know you touched on Antoine a little bit. He's probably the guy that comes back in the secondary with the most experience, I would say. What have you seen from him specifically this spring?
Man, in addition to, he's probably executing at the highest level. We've tried to move him around and put him in different positions to where he could be successful, just to challenge him as well, so he doesn't, fall into that mundane routine of just, I know all these calls. So we try to mix it up on him, put him in some different position. But the thing I love most about him is just his mindset on a day-to-day basis. I think he does a phenomenal job of coming to work for a guy who's made a lot of plays, for a guy who's done a lot. He practices the same way he did the first day he walked in. And I think that's a tremendous example to set for the guys behind him. I think that's why you see the development of those other young safeties who haven't played a lot, but that's the guy that they're watching every day. So, he kind of sets the standard, and I think it becomes infectious on the defense. Even all the way across. Clay Davis coming back, he knows the standard. The linebackers follow him. Malone and Jawan are back, and Ricky and Darvin. We got the right pieces and guys who do it the right way at the right positions to kind of set the mold.
Coach, this is Hunter again from WBKO. Just how have you seen the transition from you going from a position coach to now you're the main guy, but you've been under White for the last couple of years. So just how has that transition been so far this spring?
Yeah, I'm still kind of like a kid in a candy store. I'm really, really excited, and every everything is new for me. Every day is a new day. Every install is a new install. Every time I talk to the coaches, it's all new and it's all exciting. So I'm still kind of in that honeymoon phase of where everything is like beautiful to me. But I think more than anything, between the players and the coaches, it's kind of been a seamless transition, just because they know who I am, they know my personality. I mesh well with the staff, so there's not like a lot to change, or that's a lot different. I just have to make sure everything that I give, and I give the message that it's getting done and executed. But like I said earlier, I mean, it's easy because they're giving me everything, whatever I'm asking for. They're putting the time in. The coaches are coaching hard. The players are playing hard, and it's like, it's that's why they make the transition easy. I just kind of have to be myself on a day-to-day basis.
Hey, Coach, share it again with the Daily News. D'Angelo is the guy that, he's received a lot of accolades over these last couple of years and was probably one, a lot of people were wondering if he'd come back again this year. We talked to Coach Baker about him a little bit the other day. He said he's trying to put on some weight, get a little bit stronger. I guess, what have you seen from him, since the end of last season up until this point now?
Yeah, I think that's the most impressive change he's made. He's made an over-the-top commitment to his body. Just going through the process, wanting to harden his body, toughen his body, so that he can sustain an entire season and be dominant, just like he was a couple years ago. He wants to be able to, he's not a secret anymore. Last year, everybody kind of knew who he was, knew where he's going to be, knew his moves. So he felt that he, in order to get to where he wants to get, he needed to change his body. He wanted to be a little bit harder, a little bit tougher, a little bit more conditioned. And that's just, he sets the mold again. It's awesome to watch that commitment. I tell you what, you can't keep him out of a play. If he gets 5 plays and then they rotate and you look up, he's sneaking back in, play 7 or 8. That the guy loves football and loves the process. And just his commitment to himself is going to make him a better player. And also it makes us better.
Coach, Drew Tennis again with the College Heights Herald. So what are your expectations going forward with the practice, the spring practice?
Yeah, for sure. I think going forward, kind of finishing the second week up, I'm just looking for a higher level of execution in addition to production. I think they got the competition down. And I think as they learn and the installs kind of start to slow down, they can remember some things and they can start to produce. I'm looking for, just that continued execution and that continued production. So that way we can figure out who the guys are. It's all about production at the end of the day. What guys are making plays? How are they making plays? Are they doing it within the system? So we can figure that out and exactly try to cater the defense a little bit more to our guys' skill set when they're on and off the field.
Anything else, guys?
I've got one more. The coaching staff has said that they're going to try to continue to pick up guys along the way. You guys added one Wednesday with Nico Cooper. It looked like he played linebacker or was listed as a linebacker last year in Nebraska and wanted to get a little bit closer to home. And you guys have him listed as a D end. I guess, what have you seen from him and what's kind of the plan for him getting on campus and starting to get phased in with you guys?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, first and foremost, is getting acclimated to the weight room, just making sure he knows the workout mentality, because it starts there. He's got to be, physically ready to play to fit the system. And then, kind of in between there, once we get him acclimated to school and the surroundings, we got to spend some time in the playbook, just trying to get his feet wet and figure out what it is we do. And again, we got to figure out what he does well. He has to learn the defense. And then as he gets more settled, then we'll be able to cater to a skill set. So it's like a new toy, when you get it, you want to play with it and see what it can do. What's all the features, what's all the bells and whistles. And then whatever it does best, man, you just let it go and let it go play.